What up, what up? It's your boy Mike Malarkey, aka King Moses, man. Live from the porch. It's been a delay, man. I had some shit to say, but I didn't get a chance to sit on the porch and really relax and be able to, spit my thoughts, get on my soapbox or whatever, because I got caught up with some shit or whatever a couple days ago. But I really wanted to get into this shit about this TV show, The Shy, man, because I was really upset about that shit, man. And like I was really pissed off. And I was talking to a couple of my folks or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? Just chopping it up and asking them if they watched the show or whatever, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. You feel what I'm saying? Now, before I even get into that, let me just explain a couple of things to people, man, because, you know what I mean? I'm all about, telling it like it is, getting at people, whatever, categorizing people in their proper place. So, you know what I mean? If I see somebody being a gypsy, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna call them a gypsy. That's what it looked like. You feel what I'm saying? So if somebody's doing shit for show and trying to get attention from people, whatever, you feel what I'm saying? Like doing the most for it. To me, that's a gypsy. That's gypsy shit. You feel what I'm saying? But when people see me doing this shit or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this ain't for the show. This is for the know. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking for no attention. Yes, I'm on social media, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where people are gonna see it, and I would like people to see it, but I don't care if people see it. I'm not trying to get a million views or go viral with all this shit or whatever. As long as I can reach one or two people, you feel what I'm saying, see the shit like, man, this nigga talking some real shit. You feel what I'm saying? The same shit that, you know what I mean, the real niggas be talking, or the old uncles, you know what I mean, the older brothers supposed to be talking or whatever, you know what I mean, the real niggas talk amongst each other about. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing different. It's the same soup, just reheated. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just trying to pass that along for those that don't be in the know, or, be around them type of people, whatever, to hear that shit. Instead of this big flood of misinformation and information that's coming from people that got their own agenda. You feel what I'm saying? Which I'll get into a little bit later. You feel what I'm saying? So if the media is just pushing this bullshit or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? Eventually, it's going to get to the point where it's going to dominate, and people are going to like accept that as the truth or the norm when it don't need to be. You feel what I'm saying? So we just need the right niggas telling the right story. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just what I'm trying to do, whatever. And you know what I mean? I ain't nobody important. I'm just a little old nigga. You feel what I'm saying? In these DC streets. Well, used to be in these DC streets. Now I'm in the porch on Landover. You feel what I'm saying? Landover, Maryland, on the porch, minding my business. But I've been in the streets, and I can tell my story or whatever, and tell the experience or whatever, so the next motherfucker see this shit and be like, man, look, you know what I mean? When I be out in the streets, this is what I need to look out for. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe get to the point where you can be on the porch and pass along some knowledge to the next motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So that's on that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't do it for the show. I do it for the know. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just get that out there. So, you know what I mean? That's just basically what that is. Now, back to the shit with the Shy, man. All right. So, when a show come out or whatever that's about the people, black people, made for black people, made by black people, you feel what I'm saying? Like, niggas always try to support or whatever, because we ain't got that many shows, all that. So, you know what I mean? When this shit came on or whatever, first season, I don't know how long this shit been on or whatever, but I never was really interested in it, because I was like, I mean, I didn't really gravitate to me. Didn't look like, it looked like some dramatic shit, and I was like, I don't really care about that shit, man. But I watched a couple of the episodes or whatever, because my wifey, she watches that shit, man. I told her about bringing that devil in her house, man, but they gonna watch what they gonna watch or whatever. So sometimes it's good to watch that shit, so you know your opponent, so you know how to speak on shit or whatever, and you know what's good out there and what ain't, so you can tell the people like, hey man, this ain't it. You feel what I'm saying? Tyler Perry, you know what I mean, eventually had to watch that shit or whatever to know that shit was bullshit, and what type of shit he was on or whatever, trying to downplay the black men or whatever, you feel what I'm saying, and uplift, you feel what I'm saying, the alphabet story, you feel what I'm saying, you know what that is. I don't need to get too further into it, and shout out to them, whatever. But like I said, it's just an agenda that's being pushed, like who you like, you feel what I'm saying? But it just seems like it's a bit forced, where it's at a point now where, like, yes, people gonna like what they like, and they need their story told as well. But it just seems like it's just being pushed and inserted and shit that don't even need to be inserted. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So they just got to put it in there because it's popular. It's the fad. It's what's making the money now, whatever. But Tyler Perry, we already knew what he'd been on or whatever, so ain't no need to watch his shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if he come out with a movie or come out with a fucking show, you already know what he on or whatever, and he's gonna appeal and pander to those, mostly women, that like to watch that dramatic ass shit or like to watch shit about the alphabet agenda, right? So we already know how he is. So now you got, I don't even know what his broad name is or whatever, the one from the shop for Chicago, whatever. You know what they about, whatever, right? So they come up with the show, whatever, and I watched a couple of episodes, and I was just like, man, we're not even going to talk about the alphabet agenda on it, right? Because it's in everything now. But just the bad writing, like, I'm like, what is this shit? Like, I hate when I watch movies or shit where you can already know what's about to happen. It's predictable as fuck. I'm like, oh, this shit about to happen, and then it's just goofy as hell. Like, it's just stupid. Like, oh yeah, well, he's with this girl, whatever, and she's going to say that she's pregnant all of a sudden. Like, no suspense, and it's just like, man, we already see this a mile away coming out. This shit's stupid. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just wow. So, like, the seasons that I saw, whatever, at first they were just talking about Chicago, how about, like, killing and all this shit, and whoop-de-whoop or whatever. And I was just like, man, this shit is just kind of whack or whatever to me, whatever. Like, it's maybe okay at best at some points, but, whatever. Then this season, man, it just got to the point, man, because, again, I'll just be watching, just be whatever, right? There's another agenda is being pushed, and it's being overshadowed, and it needs to be brought to the attention, because, like I said, it's so much of the alphabet shit going on. It's just overshadowing shit or whatever, right? So you got that fight right there between those two sides or whatever, or people that's in the middle. But the underlying issue now, and the underlying agenda that's pushed now, is that black men ain't shit. And Tyler Perry did it a lot. But now you have these other ones that are doing it or whatever, and now they're doing it to the point where it's showcasing kids and how it affects the kids, and how it's a domino effect. Where before, in a Tyler Perry movie, it's like, oh yeah, you got the abusive black angry man or whatever. He ain't shit. He gonna cheat. He beating on his wife. He done cheated on her and all this shit. Blah, blah, blah. Then you got the fucking good, wholesome brother, that's gonna rescue the damsel in distress black woman that's been done wrong or whatever, and all this shit, right? You feel what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, but now with the shot shit, it's showcasing how, like, they're really grooming simping at an early age. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's so much shit or whatever. I don't even want to go into the whole character shit or whatever, but you got fucking, and I'm not saying that this shit don't happen or whatever, but they're popularizing it now, and they're not giving an alternative or solution to resolve the problem. It's just like, oh yeah, well, this nigga cheating on his girl, the girl decides she ain't about to have it no more, then the nigga decides he wants her back, she says let's do an open relationship, she fucking around with this other nigga, her side nigga, and the side nigga calling, well, the main dude was calling her phone, side nigga answering the phone, saying she'll be back tomorrow, and then she come back in tomorrow after fucking him. He cooking her breakfast and trying to, like, that's some bullshit, man. Like, they're popularizing this shit like this is the way to get to a woman's heart or whatever. This is what you're supposed to do as a black man now to obtain a woman. Like, are you serious? Then you got little kids or whatever in high school on this show, whatever. Goddamn, one is simping on this one or whatever, lost his girl to his best friend, and then he's still trying to get at her. One other little boy, whatever, goddamn, got dumped by the girl, threw a party for her, she up there party hollering at other niggas in his face and all this shit. It's just like, when is this shit, like, why is this shit acceptable for, I guess, again, I think women just like to see this shit. Like, I mean, well, my wife, I asked her, she just entertained by it, and she just, you know, she lived in Chicago, so she just likes the story, but she can differentiate bullshit between, you know, between bullshit and real. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever, you feel what I'm saying? But some of these people really be attached to this shit emotionally and, like, will pattern their lives this way, where you got little kids that's like, oh yeah, well, you know, making it cool to like take your homeboy's girlfriend and like love her, and for him, and then like them niggas fight. Like, it's just weird, man. It's just too much, man. Like that shit made me mad as hell, man. Then you got goddamn, it's just too much, man. It's too much, man. No strong father presence at all in that show. You feel what I'm saying? Because they either got killed off or they just some weak niggas. You know what I mean? You got the one boy, he was fucking on the Lala character and shit or whatever, the one he was cheating on, then end up losing her to his fucking father. You know what I mean? He was one of them truck driving niggas that always wear Bluetooth and shit or whatever. And now, you know what I mean, like, his father's fucking with the girl. Like, it's just wild. He loved her. Why would you, as a father figure, like, if I had a son and I was one of them low down dirty niggas, it was like, oh, well, it's just pussy, whatever. Not about to, like, you know what I mean, love, like, make this girl my wife that my son was fucking with and cheating on, and just bun her up. It's just a whole bunch of violations, man. Like I low-key want to tell people, like, watch this shit and just be entertained by, like, the fuckery that goes on in there. Like, I can't believe this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get it out of your system to look at this shit and just be like, they really breeding these type of people? They really raising people like this? You know what I mean? And then, I don't know, man. Shit wild, man. Like, at least some shows or whatever that I seen or whatever, they'll show, like, hey, man, the nigga got cheated on. He ain't trying to run back and get her or whatever. He gonna go do him. You feel what I'm saying? Just say fuck it or whatever. I'm not about to fall for this shit no more. But this one is just perpetuating this whole, yeah, man, get back with the girl, whatever. The girl's not wrong. She's the victim or whatever. You're not a real man if you're not taking her back or fighting for her love and doing all this shit. And so many women out here, man, like, y'all ain't gotta do that shit, man. So I'm really disturbed by this shy shit, man. This shit is really perpetuating this simping shit, man. And it's going to be more shows that's coming up where they're going to be probably based out in Atlanta or somewhere, some shit where they just going to be promoting, paying for sex, simping, doing all type of wild shit or whatever, you know what I mean? Marrying strippers, you know what I mean? Wild shit that just like any real nigga like that's been out in the streets know, like, that shit don't fly. That shit ain't cool, man. That shit is not what's up. So I don't know, man. I mean, I can't really even, like, I can't even put this shit in the words right or whatever, man. It's just one of them things where it's just like, man, if you watch that shy shit, man, pay attention to the agenda they trying to push, man. Really pay attention to the shit. Don't just be watching it and just be like, oh yeah, you know, like the usual shit, like, oh yeah, you know what I mean, the alphabet shit. Like, pay attention to that, and that show and other shows that's going to be coming out that's trying to put down black men, man, because we are the ones, again, we the ones that's supposed to be the trendsetters of this shit, man. And if we allow women to dictate how we are as men, niggas is gonna be fucked up, man. And it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be all type of wild shit where if women is dictating this shit and you see what they like, you see what type of shit they on, man. So it's gonna be a point where, like, 2 years from now, if bro's gonna be like, man, I'm not messing with no nigga unless he wearing a dress. Niggas gonna be out here wearing dresses to get bitches, and y'all gonna allow that shit? Y'all gonna float with that shit? That shit wild, man. Or you know what I mean? Hey, in order to get with me, you gotta be able to play with some sex toys, or do this, or let me do something to you that is not under the man law. That's violations. You already start fucking up or whatever, doing wild shit, sucking on toes and eating ass and shit or whatever. Like, y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas don't know how to do this shit, man. You know what I mean? Put your foot down, man. Like, pay attention to the agenda, man, because this shit gonna get real reckless out here, man. And it's gonna be a free for all, and then it's gonna be like, man, ain't gonna be no telling. Ain't gonna be no telling, man. So, man, that's all I got to really say, man. Like I said, it was just too much for me. Go back, people that watch The Chi and kind of understand what I'm talking about, go back and go look at this shit and see what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? You know the character. I don't know all their names or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know bits and pieces and here and there, whatever. And, you know what I mean? I watch it just to be just like looking at this shit like, I can't believe this shit, man. Like, I'm hoping that, like, there is a resolution to be like, hey, man, you don't really have to do this. You don't have to simp to get a woman. Like, you're actually rewarded for being a real nigga, like they say they like. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. And they'll try to flip it, because even I think one of the dudes, whatever, I think his name Jake, the little boy with the dreads, is got no type of male influence at all, whatever, right? He just one of them old, you know, one of them regular old thug ass niggas and shit or whatever, right? One of them old, gonna look like he'll be a drug dealer, street nigga, right? It's gonna get to a point where he got the girl, whatever. She's like this uppity ass, high sedity suburban ass bitch or whatever. That's the one he got. So you know they like the thug niggas. So now it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna shift it and be like, oh well, he ruined her life. He, you know what I mean? If she get pregnant by him or whatever, you know, he ruined her life and da 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 whatever. Like I said, the women's always the victim. The men is always the fucking aggressor, or the ones that are at fault, did shit, fucked up a woman's life. You know what I mean? It ain't vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like she made a decision that she wanted to do something dumb, and she was the one that, you know what I mean, initiated the dumb decision. He fell for it, and then he gonna get the blame for fucking up her life. You know what I mean? So if you watch The Chi, you know what I mean, pay attention to the agendas going on there. If you don't watch The Chi, you don't have to really watch it. It's just a typical bullshit or whatever, just to just be on the lookout for. But yeah, man, I mean, that's all I really got to say, man. Just pay attention, man. Be wise to this agenda, the other agenda that's being pushed, man, because it's slowly and surely starting to creep up and creep out of there to be like, yeah, this is gonna be the one. We're gonna really get these real niggas up out of there and make our type of man, until they get to the point where they change their mind, just like most women do, on what type of man that is going to be in style, or what type of man they really want. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to change. You know what I mean? It ain't no different than in the 90s when they was all on light-skinned niggas or whatever. Then it changed, you know what I mean? Now light-skinned niggas is weak and soft. And they don't know what they want, man. So just pay attention to this shit, man. That's why y'all niggas got to move accordingly, man. Peep this shit and be like, man, do what the fuck you want to do. Do what is comfortable for you. And, you know what I mean? Identify them right, man. And move accordingly. That's all I can really say, man. It's your boy King Moses, man. I'm out.